Yo, what's good? Today we're going to be voting Lequy. He's a Spanish player, and this is from the first solo Clash Cup of the season. But this is the same meta that we have now. So this is going to be what you can learn from. Now, he's got 27 elims the whole tournament. And if you compare it to other people, they've got a lot more. I mean, I guess Craig has a decent amount. But I love his endgame strategy. I promise you'll learn something. You'll learn something about the game, not just about solos. You'll learn something about the game, how to understand positioning and timings. Trust me, you'll learn a lot. We're going to start with this second with 1 kill. And then you'll see the endgame script. And then we're going to switch to just the endgames of these other games. Just so you can see that this script really works and it's really going to help you to get good endgame placements. Let's go. Okay. So I want to start with this game, the second that I talked about. And his game plan is pretty simple. So he gets his loot off spawn, and gets out nice and quick. And now he watched the Coach Frostbite mid-game video, even before it came out. He's crazy like that. So he knows he needs to just get stacked. He knows that he can get this bit for free. And as soon as his loadout's complete, he's running 1 gun, because then he can carry all of these meds. That will help him, obviously, you know, survive more in the later game. But now he's fully stacked. Just look at his arrow, just dart towards zone. He's now exposed here. He's popping his medkit. And bang, he's just off to zone. Look. He doesn't stop once, he doesn't hesitate. All he's doing is just minimizing the time he's exposed. And he's in zone. And now he takes his hill. I'm going to be honest, I feel like every player has been in this situation before. And now we can switch to the end game. Okay. So he's obviously burnt some of his meds to get this god position. But now that does mean he's on dead side, so he has his own bit of space to himself. So he's going in, just refarming. This is just normal gameplay. And he boxes up in a very low-key position. Because he has nothing really to gain by going deeper. Like, if he goes deeper maybe here, yes, he'll be able to have a bit better timing, but everyone's going to be able to see him and target him as soon as he goes in. But if he stays back here, he's more low-key, and then he can still just go in later. Like, if you go here, it's not like you've gained like timing on anyone. There's no one behind you. You know, there's no one to get in front of if you go here. So he's still backside, and he's just chilling. Just making sure he's as capped as he can for this no extra rotate. So now when it pulls, now we can adjust his plan specifically for this zone, rather than just going blind and just going to center. Okay, he just refarmed a bit, and now he's about to crash pad again. And he's just trying to chill into dead side. You notice that he's just hugging this left side, because from previous zones he knows this side is dead side. And now obviously he's trying to get from this dead side to this dead side. And now, whilst he isn't fully on edge, or fully in dead side even, he still has access to dead side, because if you notice, he's pretty much the first person who has access to dead side. Like, he isn't in the same position, because now he has to go through more people than Lequy, he's already pretty much there. So 1 crash pad and he's there, if his zone pulls that way. Okay, zone pulls back, and I love his patience here. He knows that no one is going to be here. Obviously, it's in Storm. But he can just wait for it to open up and make sure no one's behind him, which there shouldn't be, because it is dead side, but people will come eventually. So he's patient, waits for it to open up, and I'll just let him cook from here. And they're still trying to control his side of zone. And just through targeting the people that are isolated, which is dead side here, he gets this kill. Now, I don't think he was really playing just for the kill, but I think that's a consequence of looking at the right people. You know, if he was looking at people who are boxed up, you're not really going to get killing this guy. He might crash pad, you might hit him out the air, but you get the kill. It's not in a safe spot, and it's not really guaranteed. Compared to this, you know where he's going to be. You can isolate this guy because of how he's playing. And now he gets a nice refresh, pretty much on dead side. He's cap, got everything he needs to get a good placement there. Okay, he carries his mats forward. This is just normal, standard. And he's got a bunch of spare mats. Now, he does top out with it, which might seem like an obvious play, which, to be honest, it is. But the reason he does this, specifically, it helps him massively here. Because I honestly do think that he would have topped at least a little bit to maybe here, even if he didn't get this refresh. And I'll show why in a second. Well, maybe a minute, actually. So he crash pads straight into dead side. But this isn't just typical dead side. I know this seems really ambiguous here, but if you notice, he's pretty much in the center. Now, it seems very dumb, but he actually would rather be here than be here. You might think, wait, why not here? This is dead side. It's because he knows how the crash pad meta works. Now, this might be him or his coach, Cowles. I don't know how you say that. But I love the game plan they've cooked up in this position. It's very Cammy-esque, and I do think it's a consequence of how BloodX coaches his teams. But it's just genius how he plays this moving zone. So zone pulls, he gets his crate, rest in peace crates. And now, he's in the center. Now just look where he gets his crash pad to. Look where he goes from here. Look where he marks. He specifically marks not just front side. You might just think, oh, he's marked front side because he wants to go front. He's marked this ring. Why has he marked that ring? Well, how do you even know he's marked that ring? Let me show you in here. So if I just go here, let's go to this first mover, and I'm going to place a marker on this ring. So he places marker here, and now I'm just going to hit play. And let's say he gets to it. Let's say he gets to that pink spot. Let's see where he can go from there after. Okay, I pause it. And notice by the time it's backside, try to get it nice, dead side is opened. So now if he crash pads from here, I mean he probably should do it a bit earlier so he's not fully backside. But now we can crash pad straight into dead side. And you might not think that you might think this is just a coincidence. He will do this every game. That marker, you know, it just shows the rough position where he needs to go. He'll get somewhere along that inner ring. He hits his crash pad. And relative to this marker he placed, he is, 1 second, let me add him. He is pretty much on the ring. I noticed I can just leave it in 2x speed. He's not doing anything. He went on a high layer with his cat mat, made a metal box, and he's not really aggroing many people. Like, if he can get a kill, he'll go for it, sure. But he's not really doing much. And now, when he crash pads again, because of the thing we just talked about, he can get into dead side. Now, he doesn't wait, fully for zone to get on his back, because the problem with that is everyone in zone is going to box up, and by the time he lands, everyone's going to be ready to get a free refresh on him. So by going this bit earlier, everyone's still boxing up and still getting ready to, you know, setting up their position. Now he's in zone. He doesn't do anything. Notice he spent about 30 builds on 2 of the hardest zones in the game. This is just a good game plan. And now, this bit is a masterpiece. I love how he plays this zone. Like, you might think, oh yeah, it's pretty good for this zone. No, he can do it every game. Zone pulls. He tops a bit. And he goes 2 boxes in front. But now he has better visibility. And he's on a good layer. Let me show you why, just by pointing to front side. This is just chaos. I mean, okay, the map is hella bugged. Wow, I did not expect it to be that bad. But you can notice that front side is chaos. And I think this is where a little crevice was. So this is like a little hole in the ground. This is pretty much where zone mainly is. And you can see it's so congested. Because everyone's rushed to front side. So by going ahead, tarping and staying on a high layer, look how easy Lequy's rotate is. Okay, apart from that. And now he goes. And look, his timing is different to everyone else. And now he can just land on top of builds. Because everyone's just built for him. So he's safe. Now that easy timing now allows him to get into zone through. I mean, someone does end up in his box, but I mean, that just happens sometimes. Like, he changed the timing. He did everything he could to prevent that. And now from here, the game is simple. You just stay on high layers. Like, I guarantee 90 builds that he has is higher than most people in the lobby. 80, 57, 25. It's higher than most people. And everyone that is on high mat, I can pretty much just see that they got a refresh like recently. And this is what a good game plan can give you. Like, he understands this whole script. Like, he's very conservative with his builds, his edits. He's very simple. He's just playing placement. Still on a high layer. Leaving 4x because all I know he's just going to stay on a high layer. He does try and stay under height, but I mean, in this game, clearly not. I love this really bugged map, but he's on high layers, so I'm not even going to notice the bugged map. It's great. He makes a lot of space there. And he gets, you know, just by aggroing a few more players, he gets pickaxed by Pablo Ingu. You know, maybe he should have just kept a simple game, not many edits, but it's fine. And the rest of his game plan's executed perfectly anyways. He is 22 builds because he burnt a lot on that rotate. He's still just going to stay front. And now he's got top 10. Even if he doesn't get this kill, even if Kostin Anok, who is a celebrity in himself, even if he maxes him, he's got a top 10, which in solos, honestly, is pretty good. But because he's actually decent at the game, he can get the kill. And now from here, it's just playing his mats and playing smart. Now he does get a second this game. But to be honest, to me, that's as good as a win. I can see that. You know, in solos, like, the final moving, I think it's just skill. You make space, you hold your layer, and you just win from there. Still staying in front. He's just waiting for other people to run out of mats. He knows he has so many mats here. He knows he's got the medkit, he's got the 85 main mist. There's no reason for him to take a risk here. He's in a better position than everyone else in the lobby. Dead. No whites. No whites. And he's just chilling. And he gets the top 2 from there. Which, to be honest, is probably better than risking this game just by fighting everyone else who's scuffed and just ooga boogering on low. Okay, that was pretty much the whole script of his game. Now, I'm going to show you how he does that every single game. We joined Lequy in his win with 6 kills here in the 6th zone. And he's just going in late, going into dead side. Really slow and simple game. I mean, I've made other videos on how to play a good mid game, so I'm not going to focus too much on that here. I'm just mainly trying to skip to endgame. But I think how he gets into that endgame position, I think it's just nothing wrong with touching on that a bit now. So nothing notable happens here. He is waiting for people to go. I'll be honest, I do think he could have gone early, taken some space. Like been where this noob guy is, because I think this would have been a nice way to play. But to be fair, by going late, he can now very intentionally flank around them, and he can become more dead side than them. You know, if he goes early, he doesn't really know how far people are willing to go past. I mean, it doesn't work here anyways, but I mean, I guess I can see how it could work. Okay, free kill there. And he was already capped anyways. His zone pulls far. And he knows north side is dead side. His crash pad just takes a foot into zone. He didn't really need to use that side, I guess. There was no real established height. It was going to beam him. Okay, he goes in. He isn't necessarily on the center of this 8 zone. But I guarantee he still has that thing in mind. And just notice where his marker is. He looked to front side. He drew an opposite ring to where the zone is. And he's placed a marker on where he thinks he can get to. And now he makes his crash pad box. Like, he knows his game plan. He doesn't need any of these people to, you know, even if they try and mess him up, he's going to make the space. He's not allowing his game plan to get ruined. He knows what he wants to do, and he's not going to let anyone stop. He gets in. He gets his kill, fine. Okay, I notice where his marker is again. He's aiming for this first inner ring on dead side. It's going to be the people boxed up front side, looking for kills, and he wants to get in just behind them, and then use dead side for himself later. Obviously, if he places his marker here, then he's going to be in too late, because everyone's going to just jump in his box. Okay, look, this part of zone opens up, and now he's in dead side. Simple. Now he's on a low layer here, but if we just remember the script from last game, he builds up. Fizzes, zone falls max, straight across. Now he could just crash pad in one go. No, he's patient. He will stop, just in the high layer. Let everyone else ooga booga front side. And now, by the time he goes, look how empty his timing is. No one else is going. This is how you don't get people crash padding in your box. This is how you get an easy timing and no one beams you. And you can box up on top of everyone else. And just once again, the same game plan. It's working. It does work. Now I can just 4x it. Because he does nothing really interesting until like the final move. Crash pad, high layer. Still high layer. There's people a few layers above him, but it doesn't really matter too much. Because you're in solos, it's very hard for height to pressure so many people at once. Like in trios, you can, or duos even, you can just look at a bunch of different teams, shoot them, shoot them, shoot them. But in solos, you have one AR. Maybe not even AR, maybe they're carrying a revolver. And then, like, there are so many different people you could shoot, and you just simply can't shoot all of them. That's why you take height later in solos, because there's less pressure you can give. But enough of that side tangent. Playing patient. Zone pulls up, goes late, runs on other people's builds, high layer. It's just a script. Okay, he drops a bit, tucks into zone, which to be honest I don't like, but it works because he knows he's in zone anyways. Carries the SMG. SMGs are so good, please use them. So it's front side, high layer. And now it's about the win condition. His final moving. He's got very good whites, but he doesn't have the mats to top up the whole zone. So here he's thinking about a kill. And if he can't get topping to all of moving zone, he's going to play for height. Now this one is really committed just to getting a bunch of mats. That's going to go in. Uses mats to get in, and now he has all the meds he needs to win the game. This guy is forced on the aggro, and it's an easy win. The script works, the script is real. You play that first moving to get into dead side. You play the second moving by going early, but just staying on a high layer, and then doing the rest of your rotate at different timings to everyone else. And then from there, it's just high layers and understanding your win conditions. I will show you the script again in the final game with a 4-kill win. Right, final game we can learn from. He's in zone, 6 zone, 93 builds. This isn't too special. This isn't particularly hard. Just using line of sight correctly, understanding, when your timings are through. He pulls a nice zone, but it doesn't change the fact his endgame script is so nice. Now, I want to minimize the yapping of this game because I think you already see what's going on. But I just added this in just because I feel like it's just an art to see. I mean, he gets just a cat mats from the heavens, but it doesn't make this game any more special, any less special. He's on dead side. Well, he's not on dead side, but he has priority to dead side. Again, he's basically on dead side. No one else is going to cut him off, and he can go if he needs. And he pulls the zone of doom. I skip a bit ahead here. Okay, tops a bit ahead here. He goes up a few layers with the spare mats in metal. And now notice what he's marked again. He's marked again, a point on the rim. I'll be honest, this one's a bit deeper, but if I'm honest, he's not really trying to be too accurate. Like, he already knows what he's doing. He doesn't really need the marker. But, it helps us to see what he's thinking, at least. So he gets crash pad. He doesn't get all the way to the marker. But, to be honest, this is not an awful position. He'll probably try to go a bit deeper in here. Now, notice, he waits till he's fully backside. Because his timing isn't ideal to go to dead side, he wants to wait as long as possible, so as much of this zone can open up. Like, remember on the previous game, he went just a bit early, so he wasn't full backside. But now, he really wants to go dead side, so he's waited as long as possible. Because if he went earlier, when the zone was maybe here, he would have landed here, and zone wouldn't even open up. So he would have made the box here, and then had to top and top and top and waste mats. You have to understand when zone is open. If you don't understand when zone is open, then you're just going to burn mats unnecessarily, and you're going to wonder, oh, I should have got refreshes. When the problem wasn't your refreshes, it was the fact that you were just burning mats when you didn't actually get anything. If you're not in zone, and you're not making a serious contribution to the rotate, then it's just a waste of mats. And by going later for when zone opens up, he's making sure he doesn't waste any boxes he makes. So he goes in, he's not in the best position. It's fine, his layer is pretty good, because zone pulls down, he can still just jump through for free if he needs, because he's on his own layer. And now, let the script play again. Layer, doesn't reach front side, lets everyone else just throw themselves at front side with crash pads. There is no guaranteed way to go like at that time and not have someone crash pad in your face. Like, you might say it's unlucky, but I mean, to be honest, it is. But if you don't want to leave it to luck, you go a bit later. I mean, notice Cammy's also going a bit late. Like, these are, you know, this is all calculated things that you don't realize are happening in a gameplay. Again, staying on high layers. Oh, thanks, replays. Thank you, Epic. Gracias, Epic. Those who play Clash Royale might know that one. And zone balls across. Damn, I wonder what he's going to do. Wow, he just fizzed and played a high layer. Wow, this is so hard. He's playing such a special brand of Fortnite. Oh, to be fair, he is. But this isn't hard. Okay, he drops low, which, to be honest, I don't really like. But if you notice in the timeline, he does get a few frags. So do notice that, okay, to be honest, he probably should have stuck to high layers. But when you go into low layers, you can use that to get refreshes. And vice versa. If you need refreshes, you can go to low layers. I mean, you should go to low layers. He gets the kill just by summon, gliding or whatever. I mean, replay that can help. And that rotate wasn't too clean because there's people above and below him. But now he's front side, he can get a kill from here. Now he's very patient. He doesn't go for this. He doesn't need this. He decides, I have 51 builds, 7 people alive, people are going to die, this is at least a free top 3. Now he probably could have gone for that. It didn't look a bit free. But there's just a risk that he just didn't need to take. He's not scuffed to backside, he's still got a game to play with his loadout. Well, that one he goes for because he sees the guy below him close his edit. Now from here it's just standard patience. He's got his 26 builds. Everyone else in the lobby, 1, 0, 17, 4. Everyone has less mats than him. And he knows this. So he's going to let them run out of mats, clean up the spare refreshers. Clean up the spare refreshers and just win the game. And it's just such a good game. This game isn't hard. Like, you might see Peterbot and he's just doing crazy things. This is a random Spanish guy. To be fair, he's actually pretty decent. Shout out to him and his coach, Carlos, because, like, this is just a great game plan. But those guys have cooked up a proper strat to just, get a good game every game. And I'm stumbling on my words, but that's just me in awe at how amazing this gameplay is. You can do all of those things. You can do, firstly, zone 6, 7, 8, dead side, but not forcing full dead sides. Just being on the first one, having dead side priority even, is good enough. So if zone is like this, and you're here, so long as no one else is here, you pretty much have access to dead side, okay? Zone 9 is understanding that you want to get to this ring here, so that when you crash pad from here, you can land in dead side, okay? Zone 10, you start by going up layers, letting other people crash pad to front side, then crash padding on top of them. Zone 11, it's just high layers. Zone 12, it's just your win conditions. It's knowing your mats, knowing other people's mats, knowing your whites, knowing heights. I think that win conditions have existed for the whole time Fortnite's ever been here. But I hope you learned something. Drop a follow, drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Give me feedback. I'm crazy with the energy today, purely because I love this gameplay. I love Fortnite. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See ya.